And thanks for joining us on the Media News. I am Abimbola Adegboyega. The state governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, has felicitated Muslims on this year's Eid al-Kabir festival. In a goodwill message signed by his special advisor on media, Mr. Yinka Oyebode, Governor Oyebanji described Eid al-Kabir as a festival of sacrifice and joy for the Muslim faithful. He congratulated Muslims in the state and Nigeria for witnessing another celebration, noting that sacrifice is usually the price to pay to ensure success. He urged Muslims to continue to pray for the peace of the country and for the success of President Bola Tinubu's administration. In the meantime, Muslims in Ekiti State also joined their counterparts across the world to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir, also known as the Festival of Sacrifice. During the service, messages of clerics centered on the need for Muslims to love and tolerate one another in the interest of national development. BSS reporter Dayo Adeleye completes the story.
Eid al-Kabir, known among the Yoruba as Ileya Festival, is an annual Muslim celebration marking the climax of Hajj, the fifth pillar of Islam. The day symbolizes and commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's ultimate act of devotion and obedience to Almighty Allah. A visit to Eid prayer ground along Federal Polytechnic Road in Ado-Ekiti revealed that worshippers arrived as early as 8 in the morning to observe the 2 rakat prayers. The arrival of the president of the League of Imams and Alfas, Southwest, Edo and Delta States, Sheikh Jamiu Kuliri, at the Ado Central Eid Prayer Ground signaled the start of the prayer session. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. In his sermon, Sheikh Kuliri urged Muslims to embody love and compassion following the example of Prophet Ibrahim. He emphasized that the celebration should not be solely about merriment, but also a time for reflection and renewed dedication to service of God and humanity. At the Ahmadiyya prayer ground, worshippers also observed the 2 rakat prayers. Malam Olomi Tohim encouraged wealthy Muslims to support the less privileged by providing food, drinks and other essentials. He stressed that national prosperity and development depended on unity, love and tolerance.
The Holy Prophet Muhammad is trying to tell us to sacrifice all our animalistic egoism, all type of stubbornness in our hearts, and we should sacrifice ourselves for our purpose, the main purpose of our creation, that is Allah Almighty, and for the purpose of the humanity. So that sacrifice is what brings about this Eid al-Adha, to sacrifice ourselves for the will of Allah and humanity.
A key moment of the event was the slaughtering of a ram, symbolizing the significance of the day. Some worshippers, including the Secretary to Ekiti State Government, Professor Abibat Adubiaro, expressed gratitude to Allah for witnessing this year's Salah and encouraged Muslims to celebrate moderately.
Enjoy all Muslims too. So don't use this occasion for whining and dining alone, but to emulate the good virtues of Prophet Ibrahim by having the strong faith in God and have the total submission to the will of Almighty Allah, and to continue praying for the peace in Ekiti State and in Nigeria.
Message to them is that they should pray for our government. They should pray for Ekiti State. You know, we have a lot of problems in the country now. As regards security, they need to pray for that for us, so that at the end of the day, this government, the people in government, you have a successful tenure.
The symbolic day means that we give devotion, total submission to the will of Almighty Allah, unity and inclusiveness. That's what we want everybody to imbibe.
We as a government, we join them in doing the same thing, to pray to God that God should give this country, the country should be peaceful and the country should grow on the path of progress.
Security personnel maintained order throughout the prayer, while road safety officials ensured smooth traffic flow. Adidayo Adile reporting.
Still on Eid al-Kabir, the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ekiti State chapter, has felicitated Muslims in the state, most especially Muslim journalists, for witnessing another Eid al-Kabir. In a statement by the chairman of the union, Mr. Kaode Babatoye, the union noted that the festive season commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son in obedience to Allah's command. He urged Muslims not to forget the lessons of sacrifice, submission, loyalty, obedience, and faith which the season signifies. Mr. Babatoye urged Muslims not to allow the festivity erode the essence of the season, but ensure they celebrate with the poor and the less privileged as Allah commanded. The union commanded Muslims and Christians journalists in the state to brace up to make sacrifices for the planned construction of a befitting press center, as it has commended plans for the erection of the new center. He said it will be actualized faster when members demonstrate commitment and loyalty to the union's cause. Similarly, the chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Professor Abdullahi Usman, has urged Nigerian pilgrims to pray for the nation and seek divine guidance for leaders to deliver good governance. Usman gave advice during his visit to Nigerian pilgrims for Northwest State tent in Mina, Saudi Arabia. According to him, Allah's divine guidance is essential for effective governance and national progress. The NACON chairman urged Nigerians to emulate the people of Saudi Arabia, where clerics constantly pray for their leaders. And away from Eid al-Kabir, the state government has announced a revised schedule for the 2025 Basic Education Certificate Examination, originally slated to hold between Tuesday 10th and Thursday 19th of June 2025 for both public and private secondary schools across the state. According to a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mr. Mike Omolayo, on behalf of the Commissioner for Education, Dr. Olabimpe Aderiyi, the examination will now take place from Monday, June 16 to Thursday, June 19, 2025. The statement regretted the inconveniences the change in date may have caused. It added that the date for placement and unified promotion examinations, however, remains unchanged, urging stakeholders to take note of the change. All street traders displaying goods along roadsides at BC and Erekeson Market and other critical spots have been given a final directive to relocate to the Agric Market area of the capital city before the 23rd of June, as offenders will face the penalty. The state governor, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, a way of Ado Obadeyemo Adejugbe, gave the directive at a meeting with leaders of the market and concerned street traders at the Wiz Palace in Ado-Ekiti. Our reporter, Toba Balola, has the details.
Governor Oyebanji, who highlighted the importance of Ado as the capital of Ekiti State, said that the vision of the forefathers who fought for the state's creation was gradually becoming realizable, considering the significance of market traders to economic development of the state. He urged the concerned market traders to align with the vision of his administration, adding that selling of goods on the roadsides was not healthy and safe for them. The governor said that a whopping sum of money had been spent to put the Agric Olokwe markets to proper shape with the provision of necessary amenities as demanded by the traders.
As a government, we don't want to use force on those that brought us to office. And I'm happy and glad today that all of us have reached a consensus on the need for the traders to move to those new markets, and they have promised to move without force. So I'm so excited that we are able to reach this consensus. By the middle of this month, they will start to move to the market. We have built the market to their taste. We met with them. They told us what they wanted done in the market, and we have done it. We have provided water, toilet, security, warehouses, parking space, and everything they have scored. We are provided. If this one is done, it's going to encourage us to do more.
He unveiled government's plan to rehabilitate roads from Ojumoshe to Old Garage, First Baptist Church to Post Office area, Okenyimi to Mugbagba, Idolofin to St. Paul's, Junction, Odoado, while critical roundabouts and Fajuyi Park will be renovated for better outlooks. The area of Ado Obadeyemo Adejugbe, who went down memory lane on plans to reshape Ado for a befitting status, urged the street traders to relocate to the appropriate market approved by government. Obadejugbe said that necessary facilities had been put in place to make the market attractive and conducive for them to sell their goods.
alájẹ ni a bá báyìí níbẹ̀ nítorí dákọ̀ tí kọ̀rọ̀ tí alẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ àmọ̀ká bá mọ̀ níbẹ̀ bá ẹ̀wọ̀n ọjà ṣáṣá ti wí àṣẹ ọmọ ìlànà ṣe jájà bẹ́ẹ̀ dágún mẹ́rin ìdájí o.
The Commissioner for Trade, Investments and Cooperatives, Mrs. Tayo Adeola, explained that Governor Oyebanji had been able to revive the agric Olokwe market after several efforts by successive governments. She noted that the present government had provided a warehouse in the market to safeguard their goods, with those registered to be allotted spaces.
Everything is ready. We've appealed to them and they've agreed that they will move. Come 23rd of June, everyone, we shouldn't have any street traders, and enforcement will begin on that day. Hopefully, no one will run foul of the law.
The President General of Market Traders, Chief Abibat Ogunjobi, and wife of the Ewi, Iyeshorun Abosede Ajejugbe, noted that Governor Oyebanji had transformed Ado-Ekiti into a business hub, calling on street traders to abide by the directive.
Adẹ̀ ti mú sùúrù kò í tó. Èyí kì gómìnà ṣe lẹ́nu ọdún méjì sẹ́yìn ṣe ni yẹ kí gbùjùbà ẹ̀ kárí kó. Èyí kọ́ dá níbẹ̀ nìkan bá ní wíkọ́ ọ̀nà gbọ́. Òun ní yẹniyẹni ọlọ́wà ti yẹ ẹ́ dáadẹ́. Àyẹ ká yí padà bá a nì. Ọlọ́wà.
Traders at the market, however, resolved to comply as soon as possible. Toba Babalola reporting.
Colombia presidential candidate is in critical condition after he was shot 3 times in the head at a campaign event in the capital, Bogota. Miguel Uribe Tobe, a 39-year-old senator, was attacked while addressing supporters in a park. Meanwhile, police arrested a 15-year-old suspect at the scene, according to the Attorney General's office. Uribe's wife, Maria Claudia Tarazona, called on the nation to pray for the survivor of his husband. Uribe's Central Democratic Party condemned the attack, calling it a threat to democracy and freedom in Colombia. And that's it on the Midday News. Thanks for watching.
Ẹ̀kásán a kú ìsinmi ọ̀sẹ̀ ní ẹ káàbọ̀ sínú ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí láti iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Kẹ́misọ́lá Àríjẹnilẹ̀ ọlá ní oníròyìn yín. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti bá àwọn mùsùlùmí òdodo yọ fojú tótó rọdún fún ọdún iléyá àtọdún yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ èyí tí akọ̀wé àgbà bọ́ba jíròrò rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Yínká Oyèbọ̀dé fọwọ́ sí júwe ọdún iléyá bíi ọdún àjọyọ̀ fún àwọn mùsùlùmí òdodo. Ó bá àwọn mùsùlùmí tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yọ̀ pé ojú wọn torí ọdún fún ti ọdún yìí ní ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Ó ní àkùrọ̀ ohun kankan fi fáyọ̀ bí kò ṣe kí a fọpẹ́ fún Olódùmarè. Ó rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sáwọn mùsùlùmí láti máa tẹ̀síwájú nínú gbígba àdúrà wọn nígbà gbogbo fún àlàáfíà àti àṣeyọrí ìṣèjọba ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ní báyìí àwọn mùsùlùmí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ló ti darapọ̀ máwọn òjúgbà wọn lágbàáyé láti sàmì sí ọdún iléyá tọdún yìí. Lákòókò ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀, àlùfáà àárín ìjọ àwọn mùsùlùmí ló fi àkòrí ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ dá lórí ìfẹ́ láàrin ará àti àwọn èèyàn tó ní ìfẹ́ ló ṣe kókó tó ṣe pàtàkì láwùjọ kí ìdàgbàsókè bá lè wà ní bó ṣe rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sáwọn mùsùlùmí àti àwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì ní gbogbo àgbáyé láti máa rí i pé wọ́n ní ìfẹ́ ara wọn kí wọ́n sì máa gbàdúrà fún ìfẹ́ àti àlàáfíà lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Àwọn àjọ akọ̀ròyìn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ló ti báwọn mùsùlùmí tó wà láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ gbogbo ní pàtàkì àwọn akọ̀ròyìn tó jẹ́ mùsùlùmí yọ̀ fún bí wọ́n ṣe ń yayọ̀ ọdún iléyá tọdún yìí nínú ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ látẹnu alága ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún Káyọ̀dé Bàbátúyì sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ náà ló fìròyìn léde pé àjọyọ̀ ọdún iléyá ni yóò wà fún kíkan sára sá àwọn ohun ribiribi èyí tí wòlíì ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run Ibrahim tó ṣe ní yíyọ̀ǹda ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo láti fi ṣètùtù gẹ́gẹ́ bí àmì ìgbọ́ràn sáṣẹ Allah ní bó ṣe wá rọ àwọn mùsùlùmí láti má ṣe gbàgbé ẹ̀kọ́ iyebíye yìí kí wọ́n fi ara wọn sábẹ́ ìbẹ̀rù àti ìbọ̀wọ̀ fún tó fi mọ́ jíjẹ́ olódodo gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwòkọ́ṣe rere fún àwọn èèyàn. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bàbátúyì ló rọ àwọn mùsùlùmí láti rí i pé wọ́n ṣe àánú ní pàtàkì fáwọn ẹni tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún láwùjọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlérí àti ìgbọràn láti lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́ràn sí àṣẹ Allah. Bákan náà ló rọ àwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì àti àwọn mùsùlùmí tó jẹ́ akọ̀ròyìn nípìnlẹ̀ yìí láti gbájúmọ́ iṣẹ́ wọn kí wọ́n sì ní ẹ̀mí ìfarajì ní ìgbà gbogbo fún iṣẹ́ wọn ní gbogbo ìgbà kí wọ́n ní ẹ̀mí ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run nínú wọn nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń ṣètò ìròyìn wọn fáwọn ará ìlú láti máa ṣe àwọn tó tọ́ àtòhun tó yẹ nínú ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. Akọ̀ròyìn àkòrí tí wọ́n kọ nínú ètò ti ọdún yìí fún ti ọdún iléyá èyí tí alága àjọ àwọn tó ń bójútó ètò ájì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abdullahi Usman ni ó ti rọ àwọn orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà tó wà ní ilẹ̀ mímọ́ láti máa fi gbogbo ìgbà gbàdúrà fún orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà kí àwọn adarí tí ó wà lórí ipò bá lè ṣe àṣeyọrí sí rere nínú ètò ìṣèjọba wọn. Usman ló gba àmọ̀ràn náà lákòókò tó ń ṣàbẹ̀wò sí àjọ iléeṣẹ́ àwọn arìnrìn-àjò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lágbègbè Minna ní bó ṣe sọ pé ààbò Allah àti ìtọ́ni rẹ̀ nìkan ṣoṣo ló ṣe kókó tó sì ṣe pàtàkì tí ó sì wúlò láti lè jẹ́ kí ètò ìdàgbàsókè lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí lè túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú sí i. Alága ọ̀hún ló rọ àwọn èèyàn láti rí i pé wọ́n ṣe àwòkọ́ṣe rere àwọn tó wà ní agbègbè Saudi Arabia níbi wọ́n ṣe máa ń fi ìgbà gbogbo gbàdúrà fún Ọlọ́run fún ìtẹ̀síwájú àti ìdàgbàsókè fáwọn adarí tó wà nípò láti lè jẹ́ kí ìdàgbàsókè dé bá ètò ìṣèjọba wọn. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti fi léde pé àtúnṣe àyípadà yóò wà lórí ètò ìdánwò ìgbáradì fáwọn ọmọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ oníwèé mẹ́fà tó fẹ́ ṣe ìdánwò sílé ẹ̀kọ́ girama fún ọdún 2025 èyí tí wọ́n ti fi kọ́kọ́ lérò pé yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ ìṣẹ́gun ọjọ́ 10 oṣù yìí di ọjọ́ kọkàndínlógún oṣù kẹfà ọdún láàrin àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ iléèwé ìjọba àti iléèwé aládàáni gbogbo tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde látọwọ́ àgbà iléeṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Mike Ọmọláyọ̀ ó fi síta pé lórúkọ kọmíṣánná fẹ́tò ẹ̀kọ́ dókítà Ọlámípé Adéríyè sọ pé ìdánwò náà ni yóò wáyé báyìí lọ́jọ́ ajé àti ọjọ́ 16 oṣù kẹfà sí ọjọ́ 11 oṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ó tọrọ àforíjì lórí àìṣedéédé àyípadà tó wáyé náà tó ní kí wọ́n ṣe àforíjì fún wọn fún ètò ìṣòro èyíkéyìí tó lè fà fún àwọn èèyàn ìlú. Ó ṣe àlàyé pé ètò ìdánwò ìgbáradì gbogbo fáwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fètò ìgbáradì ẹ̀kọ́ wọn fún ìgbáradì ètò ìdánwò yìí tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ni wọn kò yí padà rárá tó ní ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ti yàn láti ṣe ètò ìdánwò náà ni wọn yóò ṣe ìdánwò ọ̀hún. Gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́jà tó ń pàtẹ ọjà sí ojú ọ̀nà nínú ọjà Bísí àti Ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀sán ni wọ́n ti pa láṣẹ fún láti kó gbogbo ọjà wọn kúrò kí wọ́n sì kọjá sínú ọjà agric ọlọ́pẹ tó wà lólú ìpínlẹ̀ yìí nílùú Àdó Èkìtì kó tó di ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí tí wọ́n sọ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá kọ̀ tí ó sì kọ etí kó sí ìkìlọ̀ yìí yóò rí pípọ́n ojú ọba. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí àti èwì tìlú Àdó Èkìtì ọba Adéyẹmọ Adéjùgbé ló fi ìmọ̀ràn yìí léde níbi ìpàdé táwọn àgbà ìlú ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ìyálọ́jà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ títa ọjà lójúde ilé ọba èyí tó wà nílùú Àdó Èkìtì. Ààrẹ tó ń díje lórílẹ̀‐èdè Colombia ló ti wà nínú àárẹ̀ báyìí lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti gbébọn fún lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ níbi ètò ìpolongo tó wáyé ní Bogota tó jẹ́ olú ìlú orílẹ̀‐èdè náà. Mugabe Urube Tube ọmọ ọdún 39 ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ṣe àkọlù sí nígbà tó ń bá wọn alátìlẹ́yìn rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn agbófinró ló fi páńpẹ́ òfin ọba mú ọmọ ọdún 15 kan èyí tí wọ́n fura sí pé ó jẹ́ ìkan lára àwọn tí ó ṣe àkọlù náà. Ní báyìí ìyàwó rẹ̀ Urube Maria Uladuo ló pè fún àdúrà kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn kí wọ́n bá òkun fún àdúrà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ọkọ òun kó má bàa kú. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olómìnira Urube Centro ló bẹnu àtẹ́lu àkọlù náà léyìí tí wọ́n rí bí ìgbógunti ìjọba olómìnira nílẹ̀ Colombia. A kò ní rí jù báyìí nínú ìròyìn wa fún ti sáàyè láṣálẹ́ ní ká tún pàdé lórúkọ Ọlọ́run kó tó dìgbà yẹn a ó rí ra láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ó dàbọ̀.